All right, Coach Jackson just finished the first meet of the season. How would you say your team did?
I think we ran a really solid effort and a really solid race. Definitely a great start and gives us a lot of things we need to work on.
All right, you end up finishing second to Florida. What do you want to see the team do now, to improve from where they're starting at?
Yeah, obviously get back to training here a little bit over the next 2 weeks, and then the one thing we talk a lot about is racing with togetherness and being packed up a little bit more. And I thought we raced on islands a little bit today, and we had a lot of individuals racing. So we need to work on that, just that pack mentality and racing with the level of togetherness.
You had Isabella Richardson take second overall, true freshman. Tell me what it was like recruiting her and what you thought of her performance today.
Yeah, recruiting Izzy was interesting because it was kind of during COVID, right? And so she was in New Zealand and she couldn't fly over here, so it's all virtual recruiting. But we definitely developed a really good rapport early on in the recruiting process, even though it's virtual. And we definitely hit it off. And so I think she made the decision to come to UCF and had a ton of really good options, and we're glad to have her here. And definitely think she's gonna have a special career as a Knight.
How would you say she ran today specifically?
Very well.
All right. Who else would you say stood out today? If that's maybe a little under the radar.
Yeah, Mackenzie Zurak had a great race today for us. Paige had a really good race for us. Jazak twins. Without looking at the results, Andrea and Sophia also had really good races for us. So those freshmen really helped us out. Where some of our upperclassmen might have struggled today, our freshmen really helped us out.
Was there any strategy where you chose who was running, or just was it more of who is up for running this time, or how did you choose to run?
Just who's ready for an early season race. If everyone was ready, everyone would race. So everyone will be ready in 2 weeks, hopefully.
You run 5Ks and 6Ks. Is there any difference in preparation between running those or those?
No difference in preparation. It's just a cross country race. We are training with the bigger picture in mind, which is the 6K championship distance. So we're training with that in mind, but there's really no difference in what we're going to do week to week because of the length of the course.
How would you say your team is now with the big picture in mind, now that you kind of had got that first race under your belt?
Yeah, I think we're good, and now we have a lot of things we can do to get better, and that's the mission now. We had a good start. There's a lot of things we can work on and build on from this to get better. And now the question is, are we going to do those things? Are we going to execute those things in a race to get better and be the team we're capable of being?
You talk about racing on islands, but Isabella managed to get second place. How important is it to have somebody leading the pack like her?
Yeah, that's super important, right? You always want that low stick in cross country, that low scorer. The goal is just to have a couple more of them up there with her, kind of helping her out.
What do you want to see the team do between now and their next meet?
Recover from this one, and then we got a big week of training ahead of us. And so it's just kind of about just managing the next week of school and this big week of training as we kind of get ready for those races later on in the season.
Great. So you spoke about some of the freshman success you saw today, and from my understanding, the roster looks like a pretty young team. Does that leave you optimistic for the rest of the season and the future ones?
Absolutely. I think anytime, this is the most optimistic time of year because whether they're all freshmen or upperclassmen, everyone's worked really hard over the summer, and you can just kind of dream big at this point of the year. And so definitely have a young team, a hungry team, a team that's really working hard, and now it's just kind of each week kind of grow and get a little bit more better and a little bit more unified as a team in how we race.
So UCF Invitational has been, the start of the season for a few seasons now, right? How does it feel to start on our own turf?
It feels good. It feels good to have our fans out here and our families out here. It feels good that one of the variables we don't have to worry about is what the course is going to be like, because we know that. We can just kind of worry about the things we can control, and that's just going out there and racing with high effort and energy. So it's great to be at home, but we're definitely excited to get on the road and challenge ourselves with better competition in the next couple weeks.
One more question. Were there any other challenges in preseason or getting here this season?
I think anytime you have a young team, the biggest challenge is you just don't know what to expect from them. You don't know what race day is going to look like because you've never seen them as a competitor before. And so just kind of the unknown, right? So, but I wouldn't say any challenges. We've had a really good preseason. We're definitely ahead of pace on other seasons from other teams in the past since I've been here. I'm kind of a creature of habit, so I kind of can track where we're at compared to last year, and we're definitely ahead. So I'm just kind of excited to see what the next step for this team is.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep, awesome.
Thank you so much.